So at Netflix's To Dumb event, they showed some images of the main cast of the live action Avatar. Um, and have you seen them, Emmett? Because if not, I could just send them real quick.
I've seen a few of them, but yeah, if you could send them because I haven't. I remember. I forget that the guy who's playing the
Sokka?
Fire Lord.
Oh, Fire Lord. Yeah.
And
Daniel Day Kim.
yeah, Daniel Day Count. Yeah, he's great in
Yeah, he's
everything
great. I think
I've seen of him.
he's also voiced some characters in the show. I can't remember who he's voiced though.
That makes sense.
All right, let me look it up real quick.
Who's the guy who? Yeah, I guess they have another person playing a cabbage guy or something. It's from what I remember. It's like some comedian that I recognized.
So yeah, some people have said that it kind of looks AI generated, and it kind of does. One of the many unfortunate results of AI is that we sometimes second guess things and have to look at it a little bit longer before deciding if it's AI or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this was one of those things. When I saw it, I was just like, "Is this real?" And it is. And I mean, they look like the characters from the show. Which we want, but do we need this? Absolutely not.
yeah. I remember we were talking about this. It was years ago when it was like announced. It's so bizarre that it's still. I forgot all about it almost.
Yeah,
But it's kind of like I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I guess I'll check it out.
yeah. I'll
But
check it out. Hopefully, it's good. But
Yeah.
so let's not forget though, the original creators left this project due to creative differences,
yeah,
Ooh,
and that's scary to hear.
very scary.
that it's might have been a blessing in disguise because I feel like that might have pushed them to like create their own kind of like studio now because now
Yeah,
they're coming out with like their new stuff.
yeah. Avatar
Um,
Studios.
I wouldn't be surprised if that had something to do with it, where they kind of got more motivated to like, okay, let's make our if they're gonna try to do another thing with our property, let's do something to like combat that creatively.
Yeah,
Um,
stuff that I'm most excited about from Avatar Studios is just animated adaptations of some of the novels.
Yeah.
Because
is that
there's
happening,
yeah, so apparently
or is that just okay?
they're gonna be adapting the Kyoshi novel, which Avatar Kyoshi story is very interesting. I
Oh,
haven't read it myself, but I've
I've heard part
heard
of it. It's
yeah,
really
I've
good.
heard a lot about it, and her story sounds very interesting. But also there's one that I don't think there's a book about it, but or actually no, I think there might be. But Avatar Korra is the Avatar after or just before Kyoshi. Um,
mhm.
and he's like a waterbending avatar. And his story is very interesting because he and
Was he the one that had his lover was like eaten by a soul creature thing,
yes,
or
that is
yeah?
him. So he was seen as like in the show they talk about how he was this very like easygoing, fun loving avatar.
Mm.
A lot of people thought that he was lazy and that he just wasn't doing his job. But behind the scenes, he was actually holding back hordes of evil spirits from entering the like human realm and like destroying it. Um, and people didn't know that. And he would essentially, I think he would like enter the avatar state for like hours at a time, like days, and fight them back,
Wow.
and that actually shortened his lifespan. Um, but the reason, and another very interesting part of the story, that's not the end of it. The reason that happens because the avatar just before him, Avatar Yang Chen, the she was an airbending avatar. We've seen her in the show before. She was one of the avatars I think that told Aang, "You got to kill the Fire Lord, my guy." She
Mm.
Yeah.
she is the reason why he has to do that because she wasn't performing her avatar duties the way she should have. The avatar is supposed to be the bridge between both the spirit world and the human world. She clearly chose a side, and it was the humans, and she was constantly beating, like, essentially abusing spirits in a lot of ways, and that caused the creation of a lot of evil spirits because. And we've had this conversation before. I'm gonna go on a bit of we're gonna go on a bit of Avatar tangent. Uh, where she beat back a bunch of evil spirits. It was regular spirits, and they turned evil. And because of that, after she died, the Avatar after her has to deal with her mistake. And I think that's a very interesting story that I would like to see animated. But what I was going to mention about evil spirits is that I like Korra. It's not perfect. I like Korra though. The one thing I don't like about Korra though is a thing that people tend to agree is the best part of Korra, and that's Avatar 1 and those two episodes that talk about the very first
Yeah.
Avatar. Here's why I don't like it. I think it's two of the best episodes of that entire series, but I don't like what it does for the lore of the series. And the reason being is that the first time we see evil spirit in Avatar, it's that panda, and it's shown that evil spirits are created due to strong emotions, due to anger,
Right.
stuff like that. It's like a person in real life just becoming a horrible person because of things that happen to them in their life. Um,
Mhm.
in Korra, they suggest that evil spirits are just created because this spirit, not Unalak, Unalak was her uncle. Vatu is just this evil spirit that represents all of darkness and evil in the world, and he is the reason that evil spirits exist. And that Rava is the opposite of that. She's light. She's the reason good exists, or whatever. And I don't like that because the entire show talks about the Avatar being balanced. And literally
Right.
in this very season, in this episode, in that area where the two spirit portals are, they zoom out and show it a lot. It's literally shaped like a yin yang symbol. And the whole idea of that is that light and dark are supposed to exist together. But, in some ideologies, balance is the complete destruction of dark. And Avatar for me has never been that. They've always shown that these things have to coexist. But then in Korra, they said, nope, you have to destroy darkness, and that there are these two beings that represent light and dark. Where I wish it was more nuanced, and that it was more so maybe they both are just regular spirits that like are leaders in this, the spirit world, and one of them is more, who is more rebellious and wants to fight back against the humans, while the other one wants to make peace against the humans, and he creates evil spirits through anger rather than literally having these darkness powers that turn spirits evil. I just felt like it made it two-dimensional where it was more three-dimensional before. Let me stop that tangent there because we can talk about Avatar all day.